Quick video for you today. What's happened is Klarus have sent two of the XT2CR Pro torches in. The reason they've sent these in is there's two new colours to show you, so we're going to have a look at these in a bit more detail. I have already done a review on this model a couple of years ago, but we'll go over a few of the basic things just to remind ourselves. I'll quickly show you the items that are included. Decent enough holster you get with the Klarus. They have one of the better quality ones that I've looked at. You have the flip open section on the back with a Velcro and the plastic D-ring. The two new colours that they have are the desert tan, and we have quite a funky looking green at the top. In terms of the finishing, it does feel a bit more textured than the normal black version. It just seems to have a bit more grip to the body surface. There's no obvious changes to the design from what I can see. There's flat sections on the head which prevent it from rolling around. We still got the LED light indicator next to the Type-C charging port. Same design on the base or tail cap. That's angled. I think it's their 4th generation, so you can't actually stand it up. I'm not sure if that's a problem. Same 18650, which is rated to 3100. I just thought I'd do a comparison with the Jetbeam TH10R or Thor. I thought it would be more interesting to compare it to the Jetbeam because they're both very similar in terms of design. There are some differences with the switch and the UI, but they are using the same LED. The UI on the Klarus remains unchanged from the previous one, which means you have a choice of the tactical or the outdoor modes. There's no memory, but you do have direct access to the turbo. And if you're in the outdoor mode, you have direct access to the lowest output. I think I prefer the outdoor mode because that gives you the access to the highest and the lowest level. The Jetbeam does have a mode memory, and you always have direct access with the strobe switch. But I think they're both fine in terms of the UI. Both of these torches have the 4-stage power level check. And as I said earlier, they are using the same LED. And they both have the blackened effect stainless steel bezel. The reflector is a bit more textured on the Klarus and it is a bit deeper on the Jetbeam. And that's the reason why on paper at least the Jetbeam does have a slightly higher range. I did check the charging speeds again and it's just over an amp. We still don't have the C2C charging, that isn't supported. I did check that just to make sure. The two samples that I've got, there's very little difference in terms of the tint. They're pretty much the same. Certainly nothing obvious that stands out. If you compare it to the Jetbeam though, you'll see that it's less warm in the middle. It has more of a magenta cast on the outside. I'm not sure why that is. It could just be sample variation. The mode spacing is a bit different on these two with the Jetbeam. Spacing is perhaps a little bit better, although I do quite like the fact that the Klarus does go a bit lower with its lowest output. The beam is a little bit more focused on the Jetbeam. It's not particularly obvious, but you can see there is a bit more power on the Klarus once we get up to the highest level. And that yellowy sort of tint does show up, at least in the middle area. Not sure it will bother you. The Klarus does seem to have a bit more power output, and you'll see with some of the beam shots later on, it does illuminate the foreground a bit brighter than the Jetbeam. I did a couple of freeze frame shots on the video and you can see that there's a little bit more range on the Jetbeam, particularly with the building and the roof in the distance. Thought it would be interesting to compare the two, so have a look through the rest of the beam shots. give you a few of my updated thoughts with the Klarus. I've always quite liked the design of these compact tactical torches. I think the paddle switch works well, and I do like the choice between the outdoor and the tactical modes. But there are a couple of things they could tweak possibly in a third version, such as the C2C charging. I would like to see that. I wouldn't mind a Firefly mode in there as well. Although they are compact tactical models, there's also an EDC element to them, and I think that might be a reasonable improvement. As this model's been out for a while, I'll be interested to hear if you've got any feedback or thoughts on this. Do drop a comment down below, and as usual, thanks for watching.